that has achieved so much and been such a power in the world game for a long time. 3 goals to get, and that's just the draw level after being overpowered by a magnificent Manchester City display last week. And just to underline the size of the task that the supporters of Bayern Munich are going to watch their team face tonight, only 4 times in history has a team overturned a deficit of 3 or more from the first leg of a Champions League knockout tie. Haaland. Oh! He wasn't of the right mind that time. Not just a miss. That is missed by a distance. Here's De Bruyne. Haaland. Upamecano is on his backside, and Haaland is through, and he's not going to miss another chance. No way, no how. Manchester City are just about there. That's the goal that takes it once and for all away from any Bayern Munich reach.
But what? Look,
It's a penalty for Bayern Munich.
I just, honestly, I think we're getting this terribly wrong.
We've already seen 1 penalty missed by Haaland. Kimmich hasn't missed. Straight down the middle. Bayern won't be beaten tonight, maybe. But Bayern go out in the quarterfinals for the 3rd season in a row. Manchester City get into the semi-finals for the 4th time in their history. They've only once gone 1 step further than that. Full-time tonight, 1-1. But over the tie, Manchester City 4-1 winners.
Okay. Well, good morning to you. 4-1 winners Manchester City, hoping to take on Real Madrid in the semi-final, hoping to pull through to the final of the UEFA Champions League. Hopefully that is something that they can get through, especially with the fire-burning Real Madrid. Good morning to you. My name is Favor or Lauren Tola. That couldn't be right beside me. Why are you smiling?
Favor.
What?
Favor. Even your outfit this morning. Favor should be called Tono Favor. I mean, you're looking smashing hot this morning.
Thank you.
You need to tell me the reason behind this, but there's no problem. We know what is happening. Well, top of the morning to you guys. You heard that from Favor Laurentola. Manchester City through. For Thomas Tuchel, you even got suspended in that game yesterday. That sometimes that's when you just look at it like, okay, let them beat your team and you move on. However, you also got, red carded, but that was what happened last night. But hey, we have to also look at some other stories making rounds the world of football. Remember, a lot of goals also scored last night in the game between Benfica and Inter Milan. So it's going to be a battle still in Italy. Right? Okay, let's go straight and look at the world of tennis this morning. Favors on Jabbar. In action, we look at the NBA this morning as we look at how the playoff is currently going. Remember, we're live on Facebook, facebook.com/Solutions939FM. Facebook.com/Solutions939FM. Jump on our YouTube channel, Solutions939FM. We are here. Do not go anywhere.
On tennis this morning, my own one and only Ons Jabbar comeback win over Janila Ostapenko to get Stuttgart Open campaign off a flying start. Jabbar endured an injury at start to 2023 but bounced back with a victory in Charleston and made it 6 wins on the bounce by overcoming Latvian Ostapenko 1-6. 7-6-3 on Wednesday. Well, next up for Jabbar is a potential quarterfinal with Elina Rybakina, a rematch of last year's Wimbledon final. I don't know why these two usually meet up, and definitely Jabbar might miss this opportunity again. Well, that is what I like about her. She keeps forging on, and then she keeps getting what she wants to get. Probably, maybe she can win What's her name again? I've forgotten. I don't want to remember the name.
But
Remember Kenya.
if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. So that is what is obtainable in the world of sports, even everywhere. But let's look at some games scheduled for today. At the Stuttgart Open 500. We have Duna Venkic taking on Karolina Pliskova by 11 o'clock. Corey Goff against Anastasia Potapova. Paula Bartosa against Christiana Boxer as Iga Swiatek will be in action against Quang Xiang. As Tajna Maria will be up against Caroline Garcia. Beatrice Haddad here will take on Elena Rybakina. That will be the last singles game for the day. But let's go on, move away from the WTA. But let's just quickly look at the ATP tournament ongoing in Spain. That's the Barcelona Open.
Yeah, Alex de Minaur is up against Grigor Dimitrov, and we have Jannik Sinner taking on Yoshito Nishoka. Right, Nishoka.
I know a lot of Chelsea fans are against Ubele. I know. Chelsea fans,
Chelsea
leave
fans,
alone.
please leave Efimileo. Efimileo.
Don't worry. I've begged them on your behalf.
He's up against Alejandro Davidovich. We have Denis up against Shavalov. Denis Shavalov against Stefano Tsitsipas. Cameron Norrie will take on Lorenzo Musetti. We have doubles there also. We'll have one with Daniel Evans taking on Karen Kashchenov.
Okay, so guys, you just got the update for the Barcelona Open.
We shouldn't forget about Carlos Alcaraz, who will be up against Roberto Bautista God, and Casper Ruud will be up against Francisco Credulo today as well.
Okay. Duke, how are you? Good morning to you.
Why are you? Oh my God.
No. See, Duke, don't worry, you are good, right? Let's go. Let's move away from the world of tennis this morning. Let's talk about the NBA, where Milwaukee Bucks found a way to victory without Giannis Antetokounmpo, and by draining 25 3-pointers in their 138-122 victory over the Miami Heat in Game 2. The Bucks squared up their first round playoff series, scoring 81 first half points and tying the NBA record for 3-point baskets in postseason game. Milwaukee Bucks led 118-85 at their three-quarter time, even without Antetokounmpo due to lower back bruising. But let's just quickly look at how things went down for LA Lakers. It is now 1-1 against Memphis Grizzlies. Lakers lost 93-103 points in the Game 2. Miami Heat lost 122-138 against Milwaukee Bucks. It is now tied 1-1 Game 2. But it was Denver Nuggets claiming the second win over Minnesota Timberwolves 122-113 as it was Philadelphia 76ers beating Brooklyn Nets in the second. They're moving into the third game. Yes, that third game for Philadelphia 76ers and Brooklyn Nets is going down tomorrow. But hey, guys, Denver Nuggets has won 2 against Minnesota Timberwolves. But let's look at games going down on Friday. Duke. It's good. And he says, since it's not Chelsea matter, don't worry, we'll still be on your matter.
We'll still be on your matter.
But
back to Premier League, be cool.
So let's talk about the playoffs going down tomorrow morning at 12:30 a.m.
Well, Philadelphia 76ers will take on Brooklyn Nets. Philadelphia 76ers is leading 2-0, while Sacramento Kings will be up against Golden State Warriors.
Let's go.
You need to see that was weighty hand here.
I know what I'm saying because I'm supporting 2 teams. At least if one does not get to
playoffs,
the final. But let's go.
Well, LA Clippers will be up against Phoenix Suns. That's tomorrow.
All right, guys. Well, let's also talk about awards. Remember, we kept giving you all the awards right there in NBA, but Mike Brown has been crowned the NBA's Coach of the Year after leading the Sacramento Kings to their first playoffs in 17 years. Brown, who only took over as Kings head coach in May last year after 6 years as an assistant coach at the Golden State Warriors, was a unanimous selection for the Red Ubark Trophy. The King head coach claimed every single one of the 100 first place votes, making it 2 awards in 2 nights for Sacramento after D. Aaron Fox was named the inaugural Clutch Player of the Year. Let's talk boxing this morning, and it is about Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Deontay Wilder would be open to a longer-awaited heavyweight fight against Anthony Joshua in Saudi Arabia this year, and that may be in December. Remember, Anthony Joshua came out to say that he had a broken nose after the bout he had few weeks ago. The American star has been linked with a massive clash against Joshua in the Middle East at the end of the year, with reports suggesting Tyson Fury could even face Alexander Usyk in an undisputed world title fight on the same blockbuster bill in December. Wilder gave another glimpse of this devastating power in the first round demolition of Robert Helenius in October, and will welcome a fight against Joshua, an eagerly anticipated duel between the division's two biggest punchers. I don't see Anthony Joshua as a big puncher. I don't think so. But I just feel like Anthony Joshua, just calm down, because
categories.
yeah. But another thing is,
Oh God.
you look at your career.
Oh my God.
Think about it. This is not,
I shake my head.
you know, when you are facing unknown boxers, but this is Deontay Wilder, who has been defeated. But I mean, he fought against Tyson Fury 3 times. He lost twice. So this is not a man Anthony Joshua should go and face, at least for now. But let's move on this morning, and let's talk football. And we start from the local set. Okay, Nigeria's only remaining flag bearers in the Africa Club competitions this year's Rivers United will be up against two-time CAF Champions League winners Enyimba of Aba in what is indisputably the star match of the round of 64 this year's Federations Cup competition. The Pride of Rivers hosts Tanzania's Young Africans in the first leg of the CAF Confederations Cup fixture in Uyo on Sunday, and will then have the clash with Enyimba FC as vintage preparatory match for the return leg in Dar es Salaam. And the draws are held inside the NFF Secretariat on Wednesday. Aqua United were drawn to play Wiki Tourist of Bauchi in another big game, just as a title winners Rangers International, the Flying Antelopes, will take on Adamawa United FC. Heartland FC of Owerri have been drawn to play Jedo FC of Sokoto, while Kogi United square up to Tanki FC of FCT. Okay. The women's round of 32 fixtures were also drawn on Wednesday, with Rivers Angels of Port Harcourt up against Golden Sun of Bayelsa State, and Niger Rattles of FCT to play Adamawa Queens. Well, you want to get all the fixtures, just go online. Well, remember, Shooting Star Sports Club of Ibadan has been pitched against Adami Mogo FC of Ondo. Wishing Shooting Stars all the best. All right, guys, now let's move away from that and let's talk more football stories as we talk women's football this morning.
Well, the United States and Mexico plan to co-host the 2027 Women's World Cup. The two countries' federation announced that was yesterday. The announcement came on the final day that FIFA said it would accept submissions for expressions of interest. Bid agreements are due by May 19 and officials bid by December 8. FIFA plans to publish an evaluation report on May 2024 ahead of a vote by FIFA's Congress that May 17. Well, South Africa has also announced a bid, and Belgium, Germany and Netherlands have announced a joint bid. Brazil's sports minister has said the nation will also bid.
Okay, well, still talking about countdown to the FIFA Women's World Cup. England captain Leah Williamson will be hoping her place at the World Cup is not under threat after limping out of Arsenal's Women's Super League loss to Manchester United with a suspected knee injury. Williamson collapsed in pain just 12 minutes into the game in the top of the table contest after appearing damage her knee. Okay. Well, it was a damage to Thomas Tuchel's manager. Not really a damage to his career, but I mean, he returned to a familiar environment. But
still couldn't deliver the job, just like Frank
no,
Lampard.
how can he deliver the job? Favour,
Just like
how
Frank
can
Lampard went back to a familiar
Yes,
environment
yes.
and could not deliver the
but
job.
Favour, wait. If you were to be Thomas Tuchel, what would you have done? Your team lost 3-0 in the first leg against free scoring Manchester City.
You see,
No, my eyes are open. You don't need to tell me to say again.
Like the commentator said when we started the show, it was like, this is a game of an improbable, win for Thomas Tuchel's side. It was an improbable win. They actually tried to get that one goal, very good, but I felt like it was a lost cause. Inter Milan actually did try their best. I give it to them. Like, who did they play yesterday?
Who?
Inter Milan played.
Oh, they played again. They played against Benfica.
Benfica had actually did their best yesterday. I give it to that particular team. They
Benf-
did their best. Imagine how would you?
Yes, it ended 3-3.
It ended 3-3, but at least on aggregate, we know that it couldn't be in favor for Benfica. But for Bayern Munich against the side whereby they've been scoring a lot of goals in the Premier League, they've been trying their best. Manchester City is hungry for the Champions League.
The two teams ended. I mean, all the two games ended in a draw yesterday.
I understand, but on aggregate, that doesn't count. We all know that it doesn't count.
But at least Thomas Tuchel needs to just say yes. At least
Just go
Modupe
and rest and enjoy your own league. You can't win Manchester City. They're a threat.
Tuning to the king of sounds and blues.
Through the Prime FM. Keep it locked.
Ọ̀rẹ́ mi ò dúpẹ́ ló mọ̀ rẹ́ o. Dúpẹ́ ló mọ̀ rẹ́ o. Ayé mi jẹ́jẹ́ mo lọ sọ o. Dúpẹ́ ló mọ̀ rẹ́ o. Cause you don't get to know me need too far. Cause you don't get to know me need too far. Cause you don't get to know me need too far. Cause you don't get to know me need too far.
Okay, Dupe coming from Ololade Miyashake, and we're still talking about the UEFA Champions League that went down yesterday. One man who was in the news after that game was Leroy Sané, where he got punched by Sadio Mane. He spoke after the game, saying that, we just have to move on, after the 1-0 draw played at the Allianz Arena. But remember, the goals considered the first leg was just too much. Maybe the reason they lost the game. But hey, now they have to focus on the Bundesliga.
Good game from us, a really good, strong game. I mean, I think I have to score. I definitely have to score. If I score there, the 1-0, I think, Man City got a lot of pressure. But it is tough. It is tough because we lose the first game away 3-0, which shouldn't have happened. I mean, today we could have done a lot. And that's what I'm saying. It's tough for me too, especially because I had a big chance. And then, I think we had them really good under control. We pressured really good, won lots of ball in the midfield. If I would have scored, I know the team quite well. I know how strong they are at home. But if you concede 3 goals away in the first leg, and it's tough. Especially with them, they're really experienced. They know how to control the game. That's why, it's really annoying how it went. Especially how we played today. The team played really good. I'm proud about that, and I think we just have to keep up the spirit and just focus on the league now.
Okay, Lawrence is speaking there, and looking at the next game for Bayern. They are coming to the German Bundesliga, playing against the Mainz, then take on Hertha Berlin. Those are the last 2 games in the German Bundesliga for Bayern for the month of April. Remember, they'll be playing in May. They have some games, but that's the update. Talking about Bayern Munich. But hey, Pep Guardiola is saying, well, he's delighted, setting up. Yeah, what?
Delighted and exhausted.
Yes, delighted and exhausted. However, they will have to just see how they can quickly, recuperate ahead of their cup game.
Yeah, of course, 3 years in a row, semi-final Champions League, and against this an incredible team. We struggled a lot in the first half. Upamecano break all the lines, and then our left side we struggled a lot with Coman and everyone. And we were fortunate before the penalty that we missed. They had 1 or 2 chances, and everything could happen. But this competition like this, but we defend really well in the box. And after our momentum came, in the second half was much better. And we are a team like every year is better and better, but the experience that we have in this competition, the people feel it a lot, the players feel a lot, they want to do it really well, and the pressure is there. And the pitch was so difficult to play,
slipping,
a lot, and even for them as well. And we were aggressive, but the second half was much better since the minute 1. Yeah, now FA Cup, every time we play FA Cup after this competition, we are exhausted. The team is exhausted, so I don't know how we are going to recover to play against Sheffield, because even if we play on Saturday, we cannot play on Sunday, because of course United have Europa League and so demanding, so I don't know how far we'll arrive, because now is a tough moment for the game on Saturday.
Look at Manchester City. They're going to the semi-final of the FA Cup against Sheffield, and that game looks winnable for Manchester City. They'll go into the midweek where they face Arsenal, and that is the decider. That game will decide who wins the Premier League. I don't care about the points, because should Arsenal fail to win this game, I don't know if Laf is listening right now, if he's going to increase my shift. I don't care. Arsenal must win this game, and should they fail to win, even Kunle Dizu.
We were having this conversation. You said that Chelsea wasn't a threat to Arsenal. Like, Arsenal wasn't even a threat to Chelsea. But now, looking at this match with Manchester City and Arsenal will still play Brentford this weekend, and then they're still going to play Manchester City
in the midweek.
I believe that if they can win Brentford, they can still come edge-eye against Manchester City. At least they are 4 points ahead of Manchester City.
Remember, Manchester City has got a game in hand.
I know. I know they've got a game in hand. That is what I'm saying. If Arsenal can actually pick at least 3 points, they shouldn't draw like they've been drawing for the past 2 games. They should not draw, please. They should just win. I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I don't know this season. I just feel like
you have that.
Let's just say I have the sentiment for Arsenal to actually pick the title this season.
Now I understand. Like, some people were saying yesterday that Manchester City should just win the Champions League
and then they should leave it for Arsenal. But
the Premier League.
Is a game of football.
So it be now. If you're talking that way,
no. That is not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
That's not what I'm saying. Is Arsenal should get their game on.
They
should win the game with Brentford.
They always say that.
Brentford is ninth. They have a very poor run for the past 5 games. They shouldn't let it, they shouldn't just be so relaxed and say that, yes, Brentford is not in form. They should draw their game. They should win. Then after the game with Manchester City, if they can at least draw, no problem. But at least try and win Brentford, and that is good. You're okay. A little.
Oman dry. Okay, so Favor has spoken. I always say Favor okay, but there's no problem. Let's move on. This morning, hey guys, but now let's talk about another cup competition that is ongoing in Europe. That is the Europa League. Well, remember, Manchester United will be in action tonight in the Europa League. They're playing against a team that came from behind to draw them. And Manchester United will be meeting the services of Bruno Fernandes in that return leg in Spain. Remember, the first leg ended 2-2. And Erik ten Hag is saying Manchester United will have to go again to see if they can qualify.
It's clear how the game went. It's a tie about 2 legs. I think we play over 60 minutes quite well, and then the last 30 minutes we dropped the level, and we became passive. It's not acceptable. We know that, and you see what happened when you are playing a game for only 60 minutes. You can't do it, and when you do it, you get punished. So we have to be aware of it, and I think the lesson we spoke about, we have taken the lesson on Sunday, and then you have seen a different Man United, but tomorrow we have to go again.
If it is about going again, well, all they need to do is okay.
Oh, Southampton, thank you very much.
If they're going again, if Manchester United is going again, all they need to do is make sure they avoid unnecessary pressure on the defense line. And when you score, you make sure you defend. That is for the quarterfinals return leg clash between Sevilla and Manchester United. For other games, Roma will take on Feyenoord, Sporting CP against Juventus, Union St. Gilloise against Bayern Leverkusen. Remember, for the Europa Conference League, AZ Alkmaar will take on Anderlecht, Fiorentina will battle Lech Poznan, Nice against Basel, West Ham United will take on Ghent. Okay, now looking at this, guys. Adwaizig, Duke Pereiro, Olasinde, Habib Olayinka. I mean, some of your teams are out. Adeyeye Julius, Agubi Ade Sharif. So now we have the teams in the semi-final of the UEFA Champions League. If you are banking on any team to get to the final, let's get your take. Maybe you're banking on Manchester City to get to the final, or you're banking Inter Milan to get to the final, or is it AC Milan or Real Madrid? Let us know the teams you'll be supporting. Remember, the UEFA Champions League final will be going down. That should be next month. But there's something we need to, put together for the fans. So let us know.
At this point, Manchester City would have been hoping they would have faced Chelsea.
No favor. No. What did you just say?
At this point, Manchester City would have been hoping to have faced Chelsea.
Yeah, so that they could have, so that they can qualify.
Most qualify easily.
Okay, most especially when you have. Well, guys, we have to wrap up from this side. Remember, we've got some transfer stories before wrapping up the show this morning as we look at who's likely moving or staying. Well, for Olivier Giroud, he has renewed his contract with AC Milan, and he's staying and agreeing to stay at the club until the end of next season. As Pascal Gross has signed an extension to his deal at Brighton and Hove Albion, meaning the Seagull fans can expect the team to keep creating plenty of chances. Okay, Toni Kroos is on the right track to sign a new deal with Real Madrid. So I'm not signing another deal this morning. I'm off the show. But Favor Lorentola, Damola Fewa, Ayode Jaji Shokbe will be taking you through the headlines on the pages of Nigerian newspapers with the analysis. I know. Pereiro, let's get your reactions. My name is Oladapo Kunubi, aka Youngster 9.
Stay tuned, I'm still here. My name is Favor Lorentola.
Rave.
For this Naija wey we dey so, say you no hold cash no mean say wahala dey o. You wan send money to Male for Villa, just use Momo. You wan buy recharge card or data, just use Momo. You wan pay for market wey you buy, just use Momo. You fit use Momo run plenty things without cash, as long as you get Momo account. No cash, no wahala, and e dey easy to open o. Just dial *671# to open Momo account. Set your PIN, transfer money from your bank account inside your Momo account. Make you fit dey pay for anything, send and receive save money sharp sharp because life dey simple with Momo.
Saleko is the jungle. Everyone does what they must to survive.
Gangs of Lagos don land for Prime Video and na the #1 film, so make una go watch am. E get better stars like Toby Bakri, Adesuwe Tomi Wellington, Chike, Iyabo Ojo and more, plus the genge action wey dem do for the film. Chai! Na for only Prime Video you fit watch Gangs of Lagos, and dem go first give you 7 days free trial. Terms and conditions dey o. Oya, japa to Prime Video.
Ó ga jù àwọn súwìtì tí iléeṣẹ́ ẹ̀sùn máa ṣe ẹrẹ́bẹ́ntẹ́mọ̀ ní ká máa lá súwìtì báyìí ká gbàgbé ìrònú kò sí kọ́ kò sí kàtá vitamíìkì coffee bite candy crush bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni bisikíìtì wa tó o bá ti jẹ́ báyìí tó o bomi lé lórí ara rẹ̀ á sì balẹ̀ pẹ̀sẹ̀ light cracker ní beef crunchy ní lunch pack fiber active cabin lucky chewing gum wa ó dùn lẹ́nu ó bùyàrì world cup chewing gum ní robot zoom ọ̀ọ̀kì yálé búrẹ́dì wọn ó wà ń bẹ̀ gbogbo ilé ìtajà pátá ó nà mọ̀lẹ́tì lè ríra o oúnjẹ sùnmọ́ tọ̀wò kó o gbádùn rẹ̀ dọ́ba.
Suma Foods, love and spice.
The Naira Games with your favorite radio presenters. The music with loads of fun and entertainment. It's Buxton World. Buxton World presents the Naira Game Show in the city of Ibadan. Featuring lots of games to win lots of money. And also get a chance to mingle with your favorite radio personalities. Coming live every last Thursday of the month at Platinum Club's outdoor stage. Number 2, Awolowo Avenue, Old Bodija, Ibadan. From 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. The game ticket is 500 Naira. And you can get yours in all the radio stations in Ibadan. Or you can log into www.buxtonworld.com to play off stage. For sponsorship, call 0905-362-5550. Proudly supported by Platinum Club and all the radio stations in Oyo State. Buxton World Naira Game Show. Every player is a winner.
OOK Agribusiness Academy is back again with another agribusiness course session. With the support of the Oyo State Agribusiness Development Agency, OISEDA, our 50,000 Naira courses have been slashed to half the price. That is, each course is now 25,000 Naira only. This offer is only available to the first 100 persons to apply. All applicants must be residents of Oyo State and be able to read and write in English. Courses run for 5 days with 1 day of field experience. Classes will commence on May 2nd, 2023 and registration ends on April 28, 2023. Our website is ookgroup.ng. Email address info@ookgroup.ng. Office address 60 Dickett House, Ring Road, Ibadan. Telephone +234 7062 315544. WhatsApp +234 81 61 11 2003. At OOK, we farm to live and live to farm.
Hello, sir. Do you mind if I interview you quickly?
No. I don't get time.
Just a quick one, sir. If you get 1 million Naira right now, what would you?
You said? First of all, hey, I go shake this my phone. After that, I will come buy correct bars, you understand? Then I'll come work well. Come block my landlord main office, see my status. God declare for the boys there. Levels all live without
Take off on a millionaire level and do as you like with the FCMB Millionaire Promo Season 9 by increasing your savings account balance by 10,000 Naira and keeping it for 30 days in your FCMB account. And if you're a new customer, deposit 10,000 Naira into your account and keep it for 30 days. And you could be one of the winners of $1 million Naira and other amazing cash rewards. Approved by NLRC and FCCPC. FCMB, my bank and I.
News, sports, entertainment. Top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Alright, you're still on to Solutions 93.9 FM. Studio time check 9:36. My name is Adedamola Lafewa, and we are set to bring you from the dailies stories, happening stories and pages of some national dailies this morning. It's a segment on AM Update. Good morning, Favor.
Good morning to you.
Okay, I've got the Nigerian Tribune and the Vanguard newspapers with me this morning.
Okay, the Nation newspaper and the Nigerian Tribune are the papers that I have with me. Alright, taking the first story from the Nation newspaper this morning, I have this one. Why Buhari didn't intervene in Adamawa Poll crisis by government as Tinubu seeks probe to debacle NSCDC commanded summoned. And we also have this one. Acting LP chair rejects suspension by party NEC. Buhari to appeal judgment, voiding Rarima's removal, and DMO Nigeria 14 in China debt repayment. That's on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. And this one, 172 Nigerian troops for Guinea-Bissau. Those are the stories on the front page of the Nation newspaper.
Okay, I'll be starting with the Vanguard newspaper this morning and the cap headlines. One of them says, FG's disobedience of court orders. Owaneze fumes over Kanu's detention, ailing health. The story is on page 11. Another one says, insecurity, 1,266 killed, 4,973 kidnapped in 15 months, Kaduna government. Energy poverty, over 60% of Nigeria's population lack power, NLNG. And another one says, crude oil export, Malami allegedly paid $200 million as whistleblower fees. Reps. Now going to the banner headline on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. It says, Tinubu Fintiri seek police inquest into Adamawa polls. And right us to that, we have this one saying, as Fintiri seeks prosecution of criminality behind drama, apologizes for attack on national commissioners. Why Buhari didn't intervene in debacle? FG says president didn't use security against opposition during polls. NSCDC boss summons state commandant Fintiri. Others get certificates of return. There are other stories on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. I have this one that says, Eid al-Fitr, Sultan of Sokoto urges Muslims to watch for the new moon. And another one I'm seeing here, Eid al-Fitr again, FG declares Friday, Monday public holidays. Why 3,298 inmates are on death row in Nigeria prison service. That story is on page 9. These and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Vanguard newspaper this morning.
Alright, $2.4 billion crude oil probe as Rep summon finance minister. AGF overpayment of $200 million consultancy fees. Ask CBN to provide details of payment to beneficiaries' account. Abuja collapse war claimed 2 lives, 4 rescued. FEMA. And the Smith Delta killer cop arraigned, remanded in prison. Eid al-Fitr, federal government declares Friday, Monday public holidays, and Fireguard Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State Studio. That's on page 8. Well, gridlock as driver dies in Lagos crash. BRT bus burnt. 7 passengers rescued. Lasma. Adamawa, why Buhari did not interfere in poll debacle. That's on page 4, page 15. And we have Kaduna insecurity. Bandits killed, 1,266 kidnapped, 4,973 in 15 months. Labour Party crisis deepens. Apapa-led ESCO writes INEC submits list of Imo Kogi governorship candidate, and FAAC, federal government, state, local government share over 7 billion naira March revenue. Page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Okay, because you've taken the Nigerian Tribune, I'll take the Punch now. Okay, the cap headlines on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. Buhari returns, avoids Sudan airspace. Adamawa poll, police warned against cover-up. FAAC allocation drops as FG states share 715 billion naira. Moving over to the banner headline this morning, insecurity, local rice price jumps by 200%. And right after that, rice price soars from 173 naira per kilogram to 521 naira per kilogram under Buhari despite government intervention. NBS report. And another writer says, rice farmers, producers, experts blame rising inflation, insecurity, others for rice woes. And there is this picture of the accident between a BRT bus and a commercial bus in Lagos State, and it was reported that angry mob set ablaze the BRT bus, and there is this headline that says Lagos mob burns BRT bus as driver dies in crash. El-Rufai raises the alarm over insecurity ahead May 29. Another one says Ogun father chains. Favor, listen to this. Ogun father chains stabs 2 children to death. That is very, very gruesome. And the last one says substandard materials quacks caused Banana Island building collapse. Report. Okay, these and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Punch newspaper this morning. We have our guest analyst already with us. That's why I'll say we are blessed this morning because we have two big, let me say, do I use the word fishes, like you're about to say, Ejanla. We have Mr. Yodeji Adishope, and we also have a comrade Olomotosho. Good morning, sirs.
Good morning to you, Favor. Good morning to you, Damola.
Okay.
And good morning, the entire Solutions family.
Good morning.
Good morning,
It's
sir.
a pleasure to have you, Comrade Olomotosho, as well.
Especially Comrade, he's been away for. He joined us virtually last week. But it's good to see you again. So welcome back. Welcome back.
It's good to be back. Welcome back. All right, so we have stories making rounds on the Vanguard newspaper, the Nation newspaper, the Punch newspaper. But one thing that caught my attention is one of the stories that was read by Adedamola Lafenwa this morning. And it's the banner headline on the Punch newspaper. Insecurity, local rice price jumps by 200%. Rice price soars from 173 naira per kg to 521 naira per kg on the Buhari despite government intervention. Let us recall the rice pyramid done last year. NBS reports, and then we have rice farmers, producers, experts blame rising inflation, insecurity, others for rice woes. Where is the truth? Where is the lie in these words? Rice farmers, producers, experts blaming rising inflation, insecurity, others for rice woes. Could you say it's insecurity or the fact that it's the negligence of the government at play here?
Thank you. I think, you see, our situation in Nigeria is such that I would liken it to this analogy. In the Yoruba parlance, they say the woman that had a twin, and one of them had returned. And then when they asked, why about Kainde, he said he went to Lagos. So at the end of the day, I mean, she will have to face the reality where Kainde, refuses to return. You see, when you don't present things the way they are, when you don't tell the truth, now you will be forced to use other lies. I mean, numerous of lies to cover up. Now, we were told that we are self-sufficient. As a matter of fact, during when the electioneering campaign was picking up, and somebody said, with 15 naira, you can feed in Kano, because rice is plenty there. So, I mean, you can have it. You can have a meal there. And then, not too long from there, we saw the emergence of rice pyramid, replacing the old granite pyramid we used to have. And is it not? I think, of course, at that time we were asking, where's the rice? Because it was becoming from the time the rice pyramid emerged, we started having a scarcity of it. Now, it wasn't, you weren't even able to get it when you get to the market.
It was more of an audio rice thing.
Exactly. So now that we are having, I say insecurity. Insecurity shouldn't impart on, I mean, shouldn't reduce the volume of rice we have in town, because government has spent billions of naira given to rice farmers around the country. And they told us at the time, I could remember that the Minister of Information was telling us that Nigeria will start exporting rice. And unfortunately, they are saying, I mean, we can't even lay our hands on them, on rice, even in our market now. And they are saying it's insecurity. What's the insecurity about? Is it because insecurity is stopping rice farmers or whatever? So I don't know. There is something going forward. Going forward, there is all of these things we are saying is not about a particular government or a particular administration or whatever. But what we are saying is there must be transparency in everything. It doesn't matter. I don't care who is there. I don't care if it's party A, party B, or whatever. Now, what I care about is what is the impact? What's the positive impact that the government that we have is having on the life of the people? Lies and lies upon lies. You will continue to cover the lies you told today. I mean, tomorrow with other lies. So I think government is not really sincere. And going forward, I want to see a situation where the people are empowered by making the environment conducive. Even without a lot of farmers, without taking loans or taking subvention or whatever from government, they will make. I mean, they will make their impact felt on the street. I mean, planting. I mean, dishing out food from. I mean, agricultural products and things like that. But what do we see now? We see audio loans given out to farmers, and at the end of the day, nothing comes from the farms.
We are also having palliatives for the subsidy. Would you also say that is also audio loan or audio palliative as well to cushion the effect of removal of subsidy for the whole nation, especially Nigeria?
Well, $800 million to be provided has been provided, not to be provided.
Has been provided.
Yes,
so when is it going to be distributed?
Well, the subsidy is to end in May, and then the removal is supposed to commence in June, and that's supposed to serve 5 million by their data, 10 million families, or just 5 million families, and then 50 million Nigerians. It's going to be done over a period of 6 months and 5,000 naira per family. I do not understand how that is going to work out. That's 30,000, 50 million people.
Is it 5,000 naira per family or 5,000 naira per individual?
In an average of 5 per family.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I don't understand how that is going to work out. This register we're talking about, I don't know whether you know of anybody that has benefited from the ones that was previously done. I do not know anyone. I do know transparency.
The elitist.
Yeah, transparency. Look, the issue of rice. So much money by central bank intervention. Anchor borrowers funds. We have reports that 70% of the money loaned out has not been returned. And then the capacity to mill the rice. There's a lot of planting going on. But what's the capacity to mill the rice? And then agriculture in Nigeria, wastage accounts for 35 to 40%. These are the issues we should deal with. Sustainability. You can mount propaganda on radio and TV, but what about sustainability? What about the availability and affordability? Is it available? Is it affordable? These are the big questions.
Okay, so in a nutshell, do you support the opinion of Comrade Olomotosho, the fact that the insecurity didn't play?
Yes, insecurity has its own role. Insecurity, it was because of the elections that we didn't hear much about. That also pushed the issue of insecurity to the background. And then, of course, you know that the political actors too, and these people that are involved in insecurity, especially in the northern parts, they are in bed together. So they were apparently active. You know, they had other assignments during the electioneering and all of that. They were engaged. Now they are back to business. Look, some don't even pay tax to the Nigerian government anymore. They pay tax to those the bandits and the terror groups that secure them, that are in charge of the environment. Because, I mean, you pay to who is in charge. Not just that this is Nigeria's territory, but who is in charge? Those terrorists, those bandits, they are the ones in charge. So you pay tax to them. In Baga, the fish that is made in Nigeria, produced in Nigeria, doesn't come to Nigeria anymore. The terrorists, the Boko Haram or ISWAP or whatever, take it and take it to the upper central, parts of Africa rather than come to Nigeria. And of course, we know what happened to some farmers. They were beheaded, about 40-something of them. And you remember Garba Shehu, spokesperson to the president, saying that they did not contact security agencies. I mean, to go to your farm, is that a normal way to live? So, they were penalized by those who were in charge of security for not consulting and taking permission from them. They were beheaded.
What then is the hope of Nigerians? Because it seems as though this has become a business.
War is business. I can tell you that.
It's become a business. Now, if we say that taxes are being paid to this terrorist group, and we are believing in the government to actually, find a lasting solution to this, and it seems as though maybe there might be a connivance with major political players and the bandits. What then is the hope of Nigerians? Where are we then going? Is there now a point of, sorry to say, I want to ask this question, is there now a point of democracy? What's now the point of the elections that we had a few months ago?
Well, when we're done with elections, campaigns, then we sit down to governance. Governance is serious business. You remember President Jonathan in his day saying Boko Haram was limited to Boko Haram there. He said Boko Haram was in the government. At the point in time, even when the Chibok girls were kidnapped, the Americans stepped in and they were going to, move in to rescue the girls. But when they did their area surveillance just before they were going to deploy, they saw those guys were to be gassed, and they saw that the Boko Haram elements had already procured gas masks. Therefore, in essence, information was being compromised. I mean, this is Nigerian security forces compromising the military. Not until the Guards Brigade, responsible for securing the Federal Capital Territory, responsible for securing the president, not until they were ambushed in the Federal Capital did we see a serious stepping up of security operations. And even they threatened to kidnap the president. I mean, so that's how much compromised the security network is.
Well, it's compromised. Sorry, let me ask.
You remember the Kaduna, the home of security institutions in Nigeria. And you saw all the drama in Kaduna. And the figures are out for today too about Kaduna.
We are talking about insecurity, but there is this alarm being raised by RFI, who is talking about insecurity ahead of May 29.
You see, the problem is it's not difficult to permutate. It's not difficult to really look ahead and then come up with an idea. Now, throughout all the elections that we had, there was no report that any section or any region did not vote or could not vote as a result of insecurity. I mean, votes were counted from everywhere, every local government, every ward around the country. We didn't have any problem. Now, does it mean that we had to borrow or maybe sign pacts with neighboring nations to bring in their own security men to assist us or whatever? Now, we use the same security personnel that we have in this country. And then everything went on smoothly. Just after the election, look at what we are having now. It shows clearly that there is something that is not adding up. Now, if we had an election where everywhere was, of course, because that means activities were relaxed and people stay at home and things, it makes it easier for bandits and all that to operate because the road are free for them and all that. But we didn't have situations of they didn't strike at all. But now they have started. That shows clearly that the problems we are having here is being orchestrated by some people for a kind of an agenda, a hidden agenda that is not known to us. So asking about what is going to be the hope of the people, of course, yes, I'm happy that Nigerians started. Now, the result of the last election might not be what Nigerians expect, but that's it's a good starting point. A message has been sent. This last election we had never been, there's no election we've had that was like the one we had. Yes, the process, the only thing that compromised the election was the process.
Okay.
Now, it was the process. The result of the election, the voting pattern and all that, was going to present the will of the people. But unfortunately, some people are somewhere that of course, some people are more powerful than the country, than Nigeria. And of course, we have started the process of, winning back and getting the country back. Now, I'm not particularly talking about, I'm talking about the establishment. The elites that are there, they know what to do. They know how to make the country, governable. They know how to make the people happy. They know what they need to do so that, the dividends of democracy will get to the people. But they don't want to do that.
Now my question is, we've had a lot of cases of insecurity being discussed on this program and many other programs on many radio stations, especially in this last 8 years of Buhari's administration. And I can remember that one of the premises that the APC government used in campaigning in 2015 was based on insecurity, which we were experiencing during the time of Goodluck Jonathan. And a lot of Nigerians believe that Buhari being a retired Major General, I said this on the program yesterday too, that being a retired Major General, you will be able to tackle insecurity effectively. Now, I'm asking the two of you now, what should Buhari have done that he is not doing, that is making insecurity to thrive like never before?
I think first and foremost, this government at the federal level came in on, they made one of the major planks, insecurity. Yes, Buhari, a retired general, and his record of when it was GOC 3rd Division, driving the Chadians or Nigerians out of the country against the instruction of the President Commander-in-Chief Muhammadu Buhari then. Good. But that was then. The military then, in the early 80s, is quite different. And let us get one thing very clear. When you're out of power, you may say things. When you get into the driver's seat, it's a different ball game. You will see, you get your security report every morning, and you get the details, and not speculative. It is precise. And then, who is the chief of staff? Who is the national security advisor? We know that there is what they call interagency rivalry. You remember the strike at Kuje prison? 58 security alerts. This was going to happen. This was going to happen. Did the report get to the president? Oh, that's a very strange one. Even if it didn't get to the president, the national security advisor is there to coordinate all of this. But we did not see the desired. You remember the Minister of Information there saying the military had tactically. What was the language you used then? Tactically, overcome Boko Haram.
Yes.
Decimated.
Decimated Boko Haram.
Yeah, that was
But
the
I
word.
must also say that we are not fighting a regular warfare where the battlefields are clearly drawn and all of that. This is insurgency. And you see the mode of operation of Boko Haram. They are highly mobile. They operate in units, not one army building, a command headquarters,
And
a field office.
well-coordinated attacks.
Well-coordinated attacks. And you can add to the fact that they have intelligence about the operations of Nigeria's military. That is the worst. We have asked security experts, and they say the most important factor is intelligence, and that Nigerian armed forces are not doing well with intelligence. And the Air Force plays a very key role in warfare. Believe you me, it is the Air Force that commands the skies, and they just you see all the wars America has fought. The Iraqi war. The Air Force goes in, precision bombing, soften the grounds, and then the ground troops just move in to do some mop up. I don't think the Air Force is working effectively enough, not until recently maybe. And of course, you remember General Ihejika, he was to be prosecuted for war criminals because he was accused of just mowing down people. So I don't think I don't think that it's going to be an easy work. But if you get a national security advisor, it has to be somebody with experience in the security forces. I do hope. But war, don't forget, is business.
Okay, comrade, what is your take? What is amiss?
You see, everything, the whole box stops at the table of the president. Now, the moment this president started patronage, making his it's all the appointment he made when they started. Points to patronage. Yes, this is my person. I want him here. This is my person. That's the one I'm going to use there. No, when you begin to do that and not appointing people based on merit and competence. Now, this is exactly what you're going to get. And then sometimes there are some people you appoint, you give, and then it becomes very difficult for you to reprimand them. And when you cannot reprimand the people that you put in positions of authority, then impunity sets in. Because they will do things and say, no worry, I know, no man. You don't do things like that. Now, secondly, the sincerity and the will of the president, the person at the top, matters. Now, because in the will, where you want to show to the people that you have will to make things work right, then you must be able to take measures that would deter people from doing things that are wrong. Now, somebody did, a minister misfired, and then he did something that he's not supposed to do, and then you reprimand him, even sacking him, replacing him, or prosecuting him, and all that. That will send signal to others that if you do anything, this is a president that will take no nonsense. So you need to be careful. But when there are no deterrent, a lot of people will do it. Now it becomes an incentive to others, even people that are outside of government who want to come back, who want to come into the government and say, well, these are loopholes which legal people call lacuna. Let me go in and then exploit it and then be able to get something out. So it has become like people going into government, most of them go there for business. Because they have seen, yes, I have seen this. Yeah, I'm going to do this. It's like a coach standing by the field and then watching his players. He knows that this player should have been here. This should have been here. That's exactly. And then when they get back, when they get to government, they just, get things modeled up for us to make things even more difficult. I just hope that the new administration that is coming in, irrespective, I don't care who is, but at least be able to do something. In a democracy, I don't think it's proper for you to just look to just make an appointment from within your party alone. Now, why can't we look around? The moment you win an election and you have become the president, you become the president of all. Everybody in that country becomes your citizen. Now, in making an appointment I expect them to look around and say, look, which the best hands in the country, not the best hand in my party.
Or in my state.
Or in my state. Or in my region, I mean, in my ethnic group. So by the time we begin to do that, then of course we'll get things, we'll get things right. I just hope we'll be able to get things right. But I'm sure, at least, and I'm hopeful now, that our elections is already changing. And I'm sure the next election will be a different ballgame.
Okay, let's move away from the issue of insecurity. There is this issue on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. It talks about FG's disobedience to court orders. Ohaneze fumes over Kano's detention, ailing health. Now, let me throw this question this way. Who is afraid of Nnamdi Kanu? Because the court has ruled many weeks ago, or many months ago, let me just put it that way. I can't say precisely when it was, but why is the federal government unwilling to go by this court ruling?
In fact, there was this statement from most people saying that probably the release of Nnamdi Kanu can go two ways. Is either he works for the election or is destroyant to the election. The elections are over.
The elections are over. That's what I'm asking. Who is anyone afraid of Nnamdi Kanu's release?
Well, you remember that Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail, and he was abducted because that's what the Nigerian government did, and it was on the basis of the procedure for bringing him back to continue his trial that the court said the processes of getting him back to Nigeria was improper. That was an abduction, and therefore he should be set free. Okay, he was in court premises, and of course he was immediately apprehended. You understand? And the argument, all these legal arguments, you argue this way, you argue the other way, until a court says, okay, this is the argument that stands. They have not brought him to, they said the processes continue. That the man was wrongly brought to Nigeria, but he's now in Nigeria. The court says release him. As he's walking out of the court,
You apprehend him.
you apprehend him. They didn't say they didn't release him. The court said we'll release him, and when the moment he steps out of the court, they apprehend him again. Just to answer, the case was actually, but the processes. You remember, the man is dead now. The only surviving minister then of Igbo extraction during the Balewa government. He led his delegation to Buhari, and Buhari said it's a difficult one, but he will look at it as a political solution. But at an interview later granted by Buhari, the moment the issue of Kanu was mentioned like this, the president just raised his head and almost coughed at the idea of, he said it was the judiciary that was going to. If the judiciary, why not just resolve the issue? If it's going to be jailed, let him be jailed. If it's going, you don't hold people indefinitely. You understand? Yes, but Nnamdi Kanu has done things that are not quite nice, but at the same time, you also remember that the military, they did all sorts of havoc in the southeast. But the matter has to be resolved, even if it is legally. If there's no political solution, let there be a legal solution. It's as simple as that.
So we're waiting for the legal solution.
If there is no political solution, let there be a legal solution.
Nnamdi Kanu should just stay there.
Yeah, we already have a legal solution. I mean, we already have court pronouncements that he should be released.
Should be released.
Yes, I think the government is just getting things wrongly. Because now they are just making Nnamdi Kanu more popular. Now, I tell you that Nnamdi Kanu is not even as dangerous as this guy, Epa. Now, Nnamdi Kanu, releasing him really could not have changed changed much of the things that we have in our society today. Now, Epa will issue statement from faraway Finland and say, sit at home, don't go out, and then people will not go. Now, Nnamdi Kanu has not been doing that. Now, look at the time El Sakisaki was held in custody, and after his release, now what has happened? Has there been crisis in Kaduna? I mean, linked to him? after he's been released. Now, it's the same thing. If Kanu had been left, the government has power. When you talk about security operative and all that, you can release this guy and put him, and restrict him to, his environment. If he's in Abuja, tell him he cannot go outside of Abuja. If he wants to go home, fine, let him go home and tell him he cannot go out of the state. Now, government has the capacity to make sure that it does not flout the others. Now, yes, he jumped bail the last time. Yes, he jumped bail because he had, there are collaboration. He has the cooperation of some of the security operatives, because there is no way he would have escaped Nigeria without being caught. Now, this is somebody that is on bail. And then, is government that careless to the point that he's not kept under surveillance? To the extent that they wanted to call him back, and he's not, rather than him coming back, government went for him, the security operative went for him, and he escaped. Now that shows, it's a slight on the government. So I don't think I don't think we need all just keeping him behind the back is nothing.
It's not the first time the federal government has disobeyed a court.
No, they are known for that.
Let's go back to the cashless policy. The Supreme Court gave the order that the 1,000 naira, 500 naira, 200 naira old notes should be in circulation until the Labour Congress gave an indefinite this kind of warning to the federal government. Nothing was done. It's not the first time. Now, I don't know. Should we not say the government is now above the law and the judicial? Because yes, we have the executive on top, but come on.
I think the only Nigerian that will not be able to answer that your question in the affirmative is maybe the toddler that come into that was born just after the election. When you ask anybody on the street, this government is not. What do I say? This government does not obey laws. This government breaks law. They don't. When you talk about
is it breaking law or just modifying it in such a way that it might actually suit the government? Because if you say break laws, that's as though you're saying, okay, this government does not respect the judicial arm of government.
Is that not the situation we have on ground?
Modification?
Not modification. It's outright disobedience of court rulings and judgments. Now, it's not just happening. Now, we'll talk about the autocracy, the autocratic tendencies of this government. This government tends more towards the military junta, the system of the military, than democracy. When you talk about government standing or obeying the rule of law.
Remember, the sitting government right now was once a military head of state of Nigeria.
Yes.
Let us just hang on to that for a bit. We'll go on a commercial break, and then we open the phone line so that people can contribute, and then we'll move on.
Don't forget also the CBN, the Supreme Court.
We already mentioned it as well. We'll continue after this commercial.
For this Naija wey we dey so, say you no hold cash no mean say wahala dey o. You wan send money to Male for Villa, just use Momo. You wan buy recharge card or data plus jollificate 15% bonus when you recharge, just use Momo. You wan pay for market where you buy, just use Momo. You fit use Momo run plenty things without cash. As long as you get Momo account, no cash, no wahala. And e dey easy to open o. Just dial *671# to open Momo account o. Set your PIN, transfer money from your bank account or inside your Momo account to make you fit dey pay for anything, send and receive money sharp because life dey simple with Momo. You go jollificate 15% bonus anytime you recharge with Momo.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
Saleko is a jungle. Everyone does what they must to survive.
Gangs of Lagos don land for Prime Video and na the #1 film, so make una go watch am. E get better stars like Toby Bakri, Adesuwa Tomi Wellington, Chike, Iyabo Ojo and more. Plus the gege action wey dem do for the film. Chai! Na for only Prime Video you fit watch Gangs of Lagos, and dem go first give you 7 days free trial. Terms and conditions dey o. Oh yeah, check out to Prime Video.
Mommy!
Yes, daughter?
Why is it that almost everyone in my school comes with small candies and biscuits? I just want to know.
Yes, darling. It's because Sumal food is amazing and simply the best.
Yes, mommy. Even the Sumal wafers and the chewing gum that you've always given to us are extremely delicious and captivating.
Hello, everyone. Here's your bread. Of course, it's yellow bread.
Wow! Thanks, my dear. We always enjoy Jolly bread. For your biscuits, wafers, candies, chewing gum, and bread.
Sumal Foods, love at first bite.
Sumal Foods, love at first bite.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not.
It's a pleasure to know that you're still here, right here at Solutions 93.9 FM. It's still AM Update, and we have our analysts right before us. We have Comrade Olomotosho and Ayodeji Ajishope. But before we continue and progress with our analysts, you can call in to give your own opinion about the stories and the analysis that we've done this morning. 0909 88 89 939 and 0912 22 22 939. 0909 88 89 939 and 0912 22 22 939. Our Facebook page is open as well. Solutions 939 FM. Let me let the men take over at this moment.
Okay, Mr. Ayodeji Ajishope, you were talking about the CBN Supreme Court federal government issue the other time.
Yes, that one strikes a chord in me. The Supreme Court says this is the position of law. And the President, Commander-in-Chief, went on air and said, okay, this is my position. Take 200 naira. Don't take the others. It's so brazen. Even if the president did not come out to speak.
We'll call you shortly.
Yeah.
Good morning. Oh, we lost it. Please proceed.
Yeah, if the president did not even say anything, the central bank said issue an instruction. Okay, take 200 naira. But it was the president that came out, so brazen after a Supreme Court judgment. I mean, you can't beat that. You can't beat that.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You are well done over there.
Thank you very much. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Mr. Comrade was speaking the other time.
What's your name, sir?
Yeah, my name is Olaleye Enoch.
Okay.
From Oyo.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So Mr. Comrade was speaking the other time that the government knows what to do, but they will not do it. I think he made that statement.
Yes, he
because
did.
of the conversation, right? He said they know what to do, but they wouldn't do it. So why do they know what to do and they wouldn't do it? Is that not act of carelessness? And when you know what to do and you don't do, you know that this is what to do to better the lot of the masses. And these people will still go out there to cast their vote for you. And when you get there, you inflict pains on them, untold hardship. So what happens? What is going on? For me, I don't understand. So it's act of wickedness. When you know what to do, you don't do. It's act of wickedness. That's what I have to say.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, 0909 88 89 939 and 0912 22
22939.
Okay. In 60 seconds, Mr. Jishokwe, just put your submission on the court disobedience and the federal
I am waiting. One of the Federal High Court just, issued another
pronouncement.
Another pronouncement regarding the chairman. That is a limited liability company, and it is governed by laws of karma. And then the federal government just steps in and says you are removed. A business. Just imagine that kind of level of interference. This is a business. And then the federal government says, now we own it. We can do what we like. But there is a governance procedure for, entities like that. We are going to see how that will pan out.
Okay, let's let that issue rest for now, and this program wouldn't be complete without talking about the crisis in the Labour Party, because on Tuesday there was a meeting in Asaba where we were told that the National Executive Council of the party, Labour Party, had a meeting, and in attendance we had also National Assembly members-elect of the ALP, and interestingly, Peter Obi, the presidential candidate, was also in attendance. And at the meeting, a factional leader of the party was, that is Lamidi Apapa, was suspended. But in the news this morning, let me go and take the story again. Okay, let me see. Okay, now on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, it says, Labour Party crisis deepens. Apapa-led EXCO writes INEC submits list of Imo Kogi governor candidates. This is the man that has been suspended, and another person was appointed at that meeting, that is Julius Abure, to be the chair of the National Working Committee of the Labour Party.
His tenure has been even extended. You remember Asaba was where Peter Obi was nominated as the presidential candidate of the party.
Definitely.
Well, for me, these are issues. I know very well that the CJN has issued instructions to the courts about, just giving and issuing orders and all of that. They are going to be very, very careful when it comes to issues that involve the parties. Let us see how the process is panned out. The Apapa-led, let's see their legal position. Let's see how it's not about numbers. You understand? Quite a number of people gathered at Asaba, chairman and all of that. It involves, all this party involves strategic actions. Look at how the rug was pulled from under the feet of Iyorchia Ayu. Standard procedure, they didn't just battle him at neck. They didn't go to neck. They didn't go to Central Working Committee. They just went to his ward, pulled the rug from under his feet. And down came crumbling Iyorchia Ayu, the man who was the chairman of the party. So it is, you just have to follow the procedure. And that is what INEC will deal with. That's what INEC will deal with. Who is illegally on the right path, not numbers.
But I'm more concerned about the party as it is now, because we know that Peter Obi is already trying to reclaim his mandate according to him.
Let me tell you, the internal dynamics of labor. I spoke with Professor Pardo Tomi on a number of occasions. That there was the original Labour Party. Then there was the NCF, which is called the Big Tent. And then there is the labor movement, the three elements that constitute, let me tell you, throughout the electioneering, the Big Tent, which is the NCF, that came and gave life to the party, they did not involve the original, they did not involve the party in all of what they did. They were just doing, what they wanted to do, because they actually they were just using the party as a special purpose vehicle. But they still need each other. That is why the candidate needs the party. That is why they are together now in this. And I think the union too, the labor movement too, has joined there. But incidentally, Apapa too has been a member of the Labour Party for a very long time.
Yes.
Has been a member of the party for a very long time. But we see some intrigue playing out. You can understand the forces playing out there. But we'll wait and see. We're not going to be talking about those forces playing
Comrade, in your own opinion, is this crisis affecting Labour Party not coming too early?
You see,
barely a few weeks after the presidential election.
Labour's the crisis in the party is just coming to life now, and it's nothing. It's nothing special at all. almost all the political parties, all the 18 political parties, we have,
I
have the same
actually
issue.
made mention of something off air before we came on air.
Yeah.
I said, sorry to say, I might commend the Labour Party for holding their forth throughout the presidential election and not showing that, yes, there was a crisis in the party. We had the crisis of the PDP, we had the crisis of the APC all over social media, and I'm very sure that the Labour Party had its own crisis. Yes, they have other governorship elections to go through that they have to be together. Peter Obi's in court, they have to be together. But I feel like they actually did a good job to this moment to actually keep their house in order. And maybe probably by them, going through this phase, they might be able to overcome and be a united front one more time.
You see, a crisis like this ends up being a kind of vehicle that political parties ride on to get, to get stronger and then to get better organized.
Was the PDP stronger?
Of course, PDP is stronger, whether you like it or not. If PDP were not to be stronger, then it won't take this long. As a matter of fact, PDP, if it were not strong, a strong party, would have even gone into extinction with the kind of issues. And then just watch. Within the next 3-6 months now, you will see what happened again. Because most of them that are in PDP now will not want to go to some of these smaller political parties. They want to go to APC. And in APC, they already have a lot of enemies there and all that. Then they come back to PDP to build it up.
The next vote is
yes,
the
you see,
Labour Party.
You see, and in the problem that is that they have in Labour Party now, we end up being settled, being resolved, even within the party, because as things stand now, the Electoral Act that we have now, as amended, does not give any court in Nigeria the power to adjudicate in leadership issue of any political party. It has to be resolved by their constitution. Now, whether it's a Papa or whether it's a Bure or whatever, who is going to be, and the name of the person with INEC now does not really matter. Now, who will win at the end of the day will be determined by the constitution of their party. Now, Abure was removed. Court will look at it. Was his removal at that time? Was it proper? Was it legal? Now, some people have come together now to say, look, Papa is suspended. Now, the court will look at the constitution of the people. Who are the people that sat and said, look, Papa should go and rest? Now, if they are the people that the constitution of the party empowers to do such, of course it will be gone. But if it is not, then that is going to come back. Now, at the end of the day, this crisis we are talking about, I just hope it's going to be resolved very soon. But if care is not taken, this crisis will be there until 2027. Until 2027. Political parties, when they have this kind of crisis, it doesn't go easily.
Okay.
It doesn't go until they decide on their own to say, oh, look, okay, at this point, let's approach the compromise approach. Now, a little to the left, a little to the right, like the evil genius say, and then they come together and they agree. I said, let's move.
Okay, Mr. Jishokbel, I want to take you back to the Asaba meeting. I want to read a section here from the story I got it from. I said, okay, talking about the Asaba meeting, it says, also in attendance at the Asaba meeting were the state chairman and secretaries of the party and its presidential candidate Peter Obi. The party's federal lawmakers-elect also attended the Asaba meeting, including officials of INEC.
Let me state clearly that because there is hope, in quotes, expressly so, of Peter Obi, making some progress legally in the tribunal. I didn't say winning, but you want to be with him. You want to be visibly seen to be with him. And of course, he might have a political future. So you're not going to risk running with Papa. Not many people are going to risk running with Papa. Obi is popular, the national chairman, and all of them, they are with him. Aburi has been granted an extension. And of course, some within there are hoping, nurturing the desire and the ambition to succeed the man. He's been granted only a year's extension. Let me tell you, after all of this, there will still be realignment within the party.
Apapa has gone to submit names of candidates for Gobo elections for Kogi and another state. Imo.
Exactly. I mean, he says he's still the chairman. He says he's the acting chairman.
Someone that has been suspended.
Don't
By
worry.
the- Well,
Abure will go on and submit his own, and INEC will take it from him.
Was the suspension procedure? It's about procedure as laid down by the party's constitution. That's all even the courts will consider. Who followed the procedure? You might start first and not follow the procedure. You might take action and not be procedural. It's about procedures. That's what the courts will look at.
Now, as we round up this program, as we round off this morning, what is in that? I've asked this question before. There seems to be something on that seat of a national chairmanship of parties.
It
that
confers.
it's easy for them to sit on it, but for them to get off the chair, it's another ball game. If they don't
It
drag
is not
themselves
about. It's
to
not
the board.
about chairmanship of parties alone. Let me tell you and take you way back. In the days of Professor Thomas Adeyolambo, a psychiatrist, when African leaders came into office at independence, the 60s, they didn't go away. None went away. They were either killed or the few like Julius Nyerere. They had to go and meet Professor Thomas Adeyolambo that what is it with the black man? This sit-tight syndrome, multi-party democracy, you turn it into one-party state. You start locking up all opposition. You see shadows everywhere.
A military head of state
30 years.
trying to transform into a
and then
civilian
passing
head
to
of
your
state.
kids and all of that. And then the man said, look, there are two sections in the brain, the frontal lobe and the rear lobe. He said the one that was originally used by man, when we were in the state of nature, when life was short and brutish, it was survival instincts. That's what Yorubas call boba opa, boba obulese. Now, he said we have not evolved from that state of nature, brutish, nasty, get him, kill him, or get him, or all of that. You know, we are not particularly refined. That is just it. Honor and dignity. Your tenor, this is your tenor. Do your tenor and leave. Why do you start manipulating? Even Obasanjo is alleged to have wanted a third term. After doing military from 77 to 79 and then doing 8 years. Babangida, the endless transition that ended in near humiliation. So it is this thing, I think it is a lack of honor. And let me tell you one thing. I have come to the conclusion that those who are in the public arena in Nigeria, they do not know what service is all about. Why do you want to kill and maim to get into a position to serve these people? And it is the people you want to go and serve that you set out thugs to kill and maim. People don't know nor understand what service, public service, is all about. Somebody told me that when the Europeans left, the colonial people left in white skin, it is black people that took the positions of the colonial powers. So it's just internal colonialism that we are experiencing.
Okay, comrade, in 2 minutes, your submission as we close.
Any position of power in Nigeria today, let me say, in our own climb here, is seen as a tool to exploit and then to lord yourself over the people and then subservient people around you. That's and the enormous power that is also that is bestowed or that is given to the seat of the national chairman of any political party is such as can equate with the power of the president, because the national chairman is the only one that can just rise up and then decide. Apart from the fact that the amended electoral act, that's the one before the electoral act 2010 was the one that pruned down the power of the national chairman of any political party. Before the amendment of 2010, the national party of any political party is the only one that is recognized by INEC. You are sending any letter, you are submitting any nomination or whatever, the national chairman will sign, and that's it. It was Electoral Act 2010 that amended it and said whatever letter, whatever correspondence that is coming from the party had to be signed by the national chairman and the national secretary. Now, you see, if the national chairman decides to say, look, you can submit any name, but any other person cannot do it, but the national chairman can do it. That seat is so powerful. And the national chairman, whether the national secretary becomes relevant or not, will be determined by the national chairman, because there are ways to go around it. So it is, when you get there, a lot of people, most people that go into politics now, they don't go there because they want to serve the people. They go there because they see it as a shorter route to wealth, and then they want to go there and grab whatever they can. Now, and that will continue to be there because all of us cannot be the same. There are people, we have political parties, we have political leaders now that are there simply because they want to serve, and because they are not getting wealth. I mean, they are not getting the riches that others are getting. They are asking them, somebody will tell you, how are you doing your own politics? You are in politics and you don't have this, you don't have that, because the psyche, the belief of the people is that when you go in there, you have to be rich. So I think that's why I said the other time that I'm happy that our electoral process is evolving. It's evolving. What we witnessed in this last election, forget about the outcome. I'm not really bothered about the outcome, but what we witnessed, what happened, what played out, has shown clearly that there is already a departure. And I'm very, very optimistic that our next election will give us something very, very difficult. Don't forget the other time, before the election, I said it here, that shockers will come. And then we actually had. We saw shockers. So I'm sure we are growing now. By 2027, things will get better.
Comrade Oluwaseun, I share your optimism as well. I hope that it gets better come 2027. Thank you very much for joining us in the studio after a very long time, and I wish you all the best throughout today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I would like to say thank you to Mr. Ayode Ajisokwetu. Thank you very much for being a part of the program. Like what we said earlier on, it was a blessing for us to have the two of you together.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye, sir.
Well.
All right, so we're moving away from politics. Although let me take this one from Sulaiman Sharif. Good morning to you all in the studio. The insecurity that is ravaging our country really affecting our local production. On November 30th, 2020, Nigerian Tribune published it. At least 110 rice farmers killed in Borno village, UN says. Apart from the rising insecurity, the consequences of closing border also contributed to rice price soaring from 173 naira per kg to 521 naira per kg under Buhari's administration. Well, he's also asking that where is the rice pyramid unveiled by President Buhari on 18th of January 2022. Our food security is nothing to write home about, let alone social security, health security, and security of lives and property. Well, that's a big question. We hope that we get the answer to that. But moving away from that, let's talk about how you should be today. I said it yesterday that it's going to be cloudy and rainy, and it did happen. What's up today on the Weather Corner? Alright, let's talk about 11 o'clock this morning. Yes, once we're done, go outside, it's cloudy, just like yesterday, 12 o'clock, it's cloudy. So let's expect rain in some parts of Ibadan, or you're just experiencing this cloudy weather. By 11, you expect thunderstorms plus cloud. It's going to be fair at 29 degrees. At 33, it will be cloudy by 2 p.m. That's going to be an increase. We have a cloudy weather too at 32 degrees, 3 p.m. We're going to experience slight thunderstorms as well as a cloudy weather, but at 31 degrees by 4 p.m. Let's expect cloudiness also by 5 p.m. Cloudy, 6 p.m. 29 degree. Cloudy, 8 p.m. 27 degree, 9 p.m. 26 degree, 10 p.m. 25 degree, 11 p.m. 25 degrees. So less sun, more clouds.
Okay, so today is going to be cloudy. It was actually very, very cloudy
yesterday,
last night, especially last night. And I think I heard that it rained in some areas.
It rained at my side. It started raining. I was like, God, thank you. I'm going to sleep well this night.
I didn't rain on my side, but I felt the impact, the cold, and the coolness of the breeze. So I could tell that it was probably raining in some other areas. But thank God for the good weather. If it rains today, it shall be showers of blessings. And like we always keep saying, we should do things that will encourage flooding. And one of such is by blocking waterways and dumping refuse on waterways. We should desist as the rains start in full effect. It's been the AM update on Solutions 93.9. I would like to say a big thank you to you for being a part of the program this morning. Our colleagues will be here tomorrow for a fresh edition of the program. Until then, my name remains Adedamola Lafenwa, wishing you a very pleasant day.
My name is Favor Olorun. Like I would say, do not do what I cannot do. Have yourself a pleasant day.
FM. Keep it locked.
Dial 106.